During his program on Fox News late last week, a dejected Sean Hannity sheepishly sort of admitted that maybe the Republican Party just has gotten a little bit too extreme. Now, the reason Hannity was bringing this up in the first place, of course, is due to the fact that up in Ohio in a special election last week, a measure being pushed by Republicans that would have significantly limited the state's or the voters' ability to enshrine abortion rights into the state constitution, that measure from Republicans was overwhelmingly rejected by the voters. Ever since Roe v. Wade was overturned by the United States Supreme Court in the Dobbs decision, Democrats have done fairly well in elections. And I'll get more to that in a minute. Twitter user Simon Rosenberg actually put out a great kind of summary of everything that's happened. But I want to talk about Sean Hannity's little sadness that he has. Here is what Hannity said Thursday evening. The fear among many conservatives is this will chase away many suburban voters. Talking about the abortion issue. I think the American people, and I consider myself pro-life, I believe in the sanctity of life, but I think politically that Republicans have got to say, as Bill Clinton once says, never thought I'd quote him, rare, legal, and I'd add the words very early in pregnancy. That seems to be politically where the country is. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. That vote in Ohio is pretty sobering. So he almost came to it, right? He almost came to the realization that voters don't want these restrictions. Even in deep red states like Kansas, these bans, even early week bans, have been shot down by voters. So he's like, very early, I'd add very early in pregnancy. Nope, that's not what voters want either. Voters want the ability to make the decision for themselves, like they had under Roe v. Wade. So, as I said, Simon Rosenberg, political strategist, he laid this all out on Twitter very succinctly. And these are the statistics, by the way, that Sean Hannity does understand. And he's starting to realize it's coming back to bite the Republicans. Rosenberg writes, in 2022 after Dobbs, Dems outperformed 2020 numbers in 5 House specials by 7 points, Kansas by even more. Voter registration across U.S. turned more Democrat. Democrat candidates dramatically outraised GOP opponents. Dems did better in early voting than in 2018 and 2020. In 2022 after Dobbs, in a so-called red wave midterm, Democrats picked up a Senate seat, 2 governorships, 4 state legislative chambers, kept the House historically close. They outperformed 2020 in Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, Michigan, Minnesota, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania. They got to 59% in Colorado, 57% in Pennsylvania, 55% in Michigan, 54% in New Hampshire. Was an astonishing performance. And he continues, in 2023, we've seen similar levels of Democratic intensity and overperformance. 56% in GOP-held Wisconsin SCOTUS seat. Unexpected wins in traditionally GOP cities of Colorado Springs, Jacksonville, 57% in Ohio on issue 1, and fundraising up over the 2019 cycle at this point. So Democrats have been doing exceptionally well because voters are pissed off. Voters had a right stripped away from them by Republicans, by this, conservative, activist, corrupt as hell Supreme Court, and they're angry. So when the issue is put in front of them, it gets voted down, and that hurts Republicans across the rest of the ticket. And even Sean Hannity is starting to realize that, to the point where he actually came very close to saying it on his program, right? He's like, maybe I'm wrong. You're not wrong. And you're not wrong. You're wrong about adding the very early in pregnancy part. You're on the cusp of getting there, Sean. You just need to understand fully that Republicans have in fact become far too extreme for the American public, and it's not boding well for them in elections. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.